Here's what's going on. There's this invisible ink that could reveal whether kids have been vaccinated or not. It's not like a vaccine passport. So what happens is your kids, and actually this is happening without people knowing it, they're keeping track of vaccination remains by injecting your child with a bit of dye. But technically it's just basically like getting a tattoo. So your kid's getting a tattoo. However, we take a look here and into the Torah, and then what are we going to see? What we're going to see is that if you want your children to have like a bright and happy future, what you're going to see is that the Cain said to Hashem, "Is my iniquity too great to be borne?" And it was in the Hebrew sense. If you're looking at over here, there's the word for chayim, which is next to El and then Yod He Vav He. So chayim to Yod He Vav He. And so Yod He Vav He, he's like, my iniquity is too great to be born, Yod He Vav He. And behold, you have banished me this day from the face of the earth. Can I be hidden from your presence? I must become a vagrant and wander on the earth, and people will kill me. And then Yod He Vav He says, dude, don't worry, dude. Therefore, whoever slays Cain before 7 generations have passed will be punished. And Yod He Vav He placed a very special mark on Cain. Now, this, if your children are becoming chayim and they don't even know it, they're just becoming a slave to Yod He Vav He. So your kids are getting these ink injections, and then they're becoming slaves to Yod He Vav He. Now, it all sounds crazy, but let me tell you something. As somebody that's been nimol, I have been under possession of certain raw shame, and it is not what you think is going to be a happy life. So you inject your kids with this, you're putting them into a contract. They might not even know about the contract, and it eventually leads to their death and destruction. Unless they're willing to be slaves for Yod He Vav He. So it's all up to you, but what I'm nervous about is all these people where it's like mandatory vaccines. So now they're saying it's like mandatory that you become chayim. So that's like, it's like saying what we're doing is we're just prepping you to become slaves to some guy who named himself Yod He Vav He, so that way we can command you to do stuff, and then you're going to agree to do it, and then you're going to fucking die or you crash, because these AI systems would be in control of you. You'd have a Yod He Vav He AI system in control of you that makes you do stuff when you pray to Yod He Vav He and when you request stuff of Yod He Vav He. And you'd be like, say you're driving, all of a sudden, boom, you fall asleep. How'd I fall asleep? Bam, you fucking crash. And your car's fucked up, and now you don't have a vehicle, and you're fucking stranded, and you thought to yourself, oh, wait a second, I thought this was all going to be fun, but it's not going to be fun. And it's not going to be fun and games. It's just gearing you towards the tents outside until you go and sit in and get bloated and really fat, eating the fucking food that's been designed to murder you off in your 40s and 50s. And once you have that ink in your skin, all you got to do is pray and realize that in the scriptures, the agreement would be 120 years. If you got a tattoo, then the agreement is that you live 60 years. And you can go and watch, what was that guy's name? I can't remember his name, but he was House of Destiny. You go watch the guy who died on the House of Destiny. He lived till he was 60. He had the same ink injections, and the same plan was done for him. And it's all about getting your children into these places that worship a shame, so that way you live out the 60 years and boom, no retirement, dead with nothing, and your children are renters for the rest of their life. I've got a plan for you where you're not going to be renters for the rest of your life. You can be owners and have a slice of the pie in heaven and be ownership instead of temporary, either what some people would designate as trash bags or temporary ink injectors or whatnot. But now's the time. So If you want to know the plan and you want to know what I have, then come visit me.